All right, so let's get right into it. The first thing that I did was take some plaster gauze and place it over my chin to make this fake jaw kind of outline. It was the simplest material that I could find to get kind of the effect that I wanted. Next, I'm going to be taking these Instamorph pellets to make my teeth. So these are really cool because they start off white, and as soon as you put them in warm water to activate them, they'll go clear, and that's when you know that they're ready to use. So it becomes this kind of gooey, plasticky substance that you can take and sculpt and literally make anything out of. It's super cool, especially for cosplayers or things like that where you need to make original things, or if you want to replicate something, you could do that really easily with this plastic. So as you can see, the pellets already went clear and you can kind of tell the change in consistency. So all I'm doing is going ahead and taking that out of the water. You don't have to worry about it because it doesn't stick to anything. Also, excuse my nails. I haven't painted them in a very long time, and I get really lazy and I didn't want to do more nail polish, so I was just letting it chip. I also have a reference picture of the teeth on my phone. You don't have to use a reference picture. You can make just a regular general tooth shape. I wanted mine to be a little anatomically correct so that when I would attach them later, it would make it a little bit easier. So here is, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm making a little bit of a root, and then I'm doing the crown of the tooth basically. So here's the shape that I went for. If my camera ever focuses, because it doesn't ever focus on anything, it refuses to focus on anything. There you go. There's the general tooth shape that I went for. There was a few different ones, but that was kind of the gist of it. So as you can see, the white teeth on the bottom are the ones that have set, and the clear ones on the top row are the ones that are still drying. But it's super cool because if you mess up, you can dump these back in warm water and refix them. And these are what the teeth should look like. Now I'm going to use this alcohol activated palette to paint my teeth. I believe this is from European Art or a brand like that. I can't remember the brand off the top of my head. But I'm going to be taking this palette. It's an alcohol activated palette, so you can only use 99% alcohol to activate the colors. But it's really cool because it leaves a really nice wash because you're using alcohol and it's so thin. So I added a ton of alcohol to this color called nicotine, fittingly, to paint over my teeth. I didn't want super white teeth because nobody has really white teeth. I wanted kind of a decaying kind of color. So as you can see, it's just a really light wash. I even take the color and dilute it a little bit more on my surface before putting it on the teeth because I didn't want anything too harsh. So just paint the teeth or not paint them. It's completely up to you. I just decided I wanted to paint mine just to fix the color a little bit. And just paint, let that dry. It dries really quickly, no problem. So next, I'm going to be taking some liquid latex. It was $10 at Walmart during Halloween season. A little bit of it goes a long way. This will last me all year until next Halloween when I need to get more. If you don't have any liquid latex, I know Party City sells it all year round, and I don't know about other cities, but I know Chicago, I have a Halloween store or a makeup store that has liquid latex. I have a Krylon in my area, so I could always go get it there if I need it. So check your area and see if you have any special effects makeup stores. You might be surprised because I just discovered that one a couple months ago. So all I'm doing is taking that liquid latex and adding flour to it to thicken it up. Liquid latex is literally more liquid than water. Is the only way I can describe it. So I'm taking the flour and just incorporating it. I'm going for a pancake batter consistency. It doesn't have to be too smooth. Just make sure that your ratio is enough so that when you do mix it through, it kind of holds on its own. It has, not too many lumps. Of course, you don't want it to be super lumpy. Kind of just try to distribute it as well as you can. I don't have any real ratio to it. I just kind of eyeball it. So just keep adding flour until you get the desired consistency, and make sure that as you're adding it, you are scraping the sides, because sometimes that flour can get caught on the sides, and then at the end of it, you'll try to scrape it all off and you'll end up with these really gross balls of flour. That's not what we want. So I'm just mixing to get that consistency. And as you can see, or as I try to show you, wow, nothing is out of focus. It's there you go. It's a nice thick consistency compared to what regular liquid latex would look like, because trust me, this is way thicker than regular liquid latex. So all I'm going to do from there is add on that mixture to my chin piece. So there's no real science to this, which helps, because it makes the project a lot easier, because it leaves a little bit of room for error or for your own interpretation. You can make it as detailed as you want or as non-detailed as you want. It's completely up to you if you decide to replicate this. So I'm just giving my mixture one quick mix here. And then I'm going to be taking a makeup sponge. This is just one that I got from the dollar store. I think there's like 20 in a pack, which is really cool because it makes for a really easy tool to just kind of use and toss, and it's no big deal because you didn't invest too much money in it. I'm just taking that mixture and putting it all over my chin piece, my jaw piece. It is my chin, but it's supposed to be my jaw. I'm just going to go ahead and spread that. You don't have to do it in any particular order. Just make sure that all the areas are covered. It doesn't have to be real smooth or anything precise. It's fine. You could honestly do it however, and it would be fine, because we're going to mess up the texture anyway. So then I'm going to unroll these cotton balls and go ahead and start placing it down and trying to kind of texture it in such a way that it looks like tendon or muscle tissue. It isn't, again, a real science. I'm just flattening down the cotton ball with a little bit more of that mixture that we made earlier, just to kind of get everything covered and start building that texture. So as you can see, I just put down the latex, cover it with more mixture, and just start shaping it. So I do at some point take the spatula and start pulling the latex across so that we get these like kind of stringy bits, so that it kind of replicates veinage or tendons or, just a meaty texture, because I didn't want it to be so flat. So just keep doing that. Do it as much as you want to, as little as you want to. I just chose to kind of make mine really, really textured, just because I knew that when I added in the teeth, it was going to help to blend everything in. So as you can see, I just continue smoothing that out and pulling until I get the desired effect. And to show you, that's what I kind of started with. If my camera ever focuses, there you go. That's just kind of the shape that I started with. It kind of looks like a vein if you look at it. I don't know. It's literally, I make this up along as I go. So I'm putting a little bit of cotton in this little ledge that I made, because I knew I was going to attach that to my chin later. So here I am attaching the teeth. Now, there's probably simpler ways of doing this. I had a lot of trouble attaching the teeth, actually, but I'm sure that somebody out there can come up with a better method. What I did was set down a little bit of unrolled cotton on my work surface and then put that mixture on top. Don't get cotton stuck to your fingers also, because it really sucks. I guess it's kind of inevitable with this mixture, but anyway, irrelevant. So I set down more of that mixture on top of cotton, and then set my teeth on top, and then set more wet cotton on top of that. So, rookie mistake looking back at it now, I would have made the root of my teeth longer, because a lot of the detail got covered up by the cotton that I was using to attach it. So if you do replicate this look, just make sure that you make the root bigger, almost exaggerated, because it'll really help attach the teeth later. I had a lot of difficulty kind of trying to find the sweet spot between where my teeth were sturdy and where you could still see the detail. So just, if you attempt it, heed my warning, make the root bigger. It'll make your life easier, I promise. So as you can see, I'm just picking up the strip and then laying that directly onto the jaw piece and sort of blending that into the same texture that we made earlier with kind of pulling the cotton. So that's all I'm going to do, is kind of pull the cotton down and blend it. And then I take the spatula and push it between the teeth just to see my teeth didn't attach all the way. All I'm doing next is taking the spatula and pushing it between the teeth just to make, designated teeth holes, gum places. I don't know. So then I'm going to take the all-purpose flour that we used to make the prosthetic and just dusting it to get rid of all that shine and excess stickiness from the latex. And yeah, so that's it for making your jaw piece. The second part will show how I attach it, but for now, I will be back with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed.